What's going on with y'all, man? We back with another one. You know what to do. Tap in, tune in, lock in, smash the like button, leave comments. Please stick around to the end of this video. This video is going to be very thorough, very deep. I have a message for people, breaking things down again, hopefully to give you some insight and knowledge, honestly, that has been given to me by God. He has told me to come on here again and do yet another video, a big breakdown. Hopefully it's not an hour-long video. I'm gonna try to get through it to the best of my abilities. Shades are on the face to protect the eye gates. For those wondering out there, that's the only reason I got glasses on in this video in the house. But I thank y'all, I appreciate y'all. HiddenHills4.com if you want to check out any of my artwork that I do, paintings, hoodies, t-shirts, anything like that. Go find me on Spotify and Apple Music as well. I am an artist and I have new music being released for the next few months, and I'm very thankful for the ones who are supporting. Let's get straight into the video, man. Why are people gossiping about you? Why is there so much hatred going on right now? Gangstalking is going to continue to be exposed, and I'm on the front lines trying to break this down and piece the puzzle for all who are experiencing this. First thing I'm going to say is, when you become set apart and you become filled with God's purpose on your life, you become filled with God's love, you stop caring about the things of this world. When you begin to move with wisdom and intention, and you start to set boundaries in your life for Christ, the world and the people around you are going to begin to intentionally try to hold you back. They're going to intentionally try to hurt you and stop you, and they are going to be used by the devil himself and the devil's spirits. Most people in this world right now have a void in them that they're trying to fill by focusing on others or being distracted. This is why people tend to feel the emotion of anger when they realize that they're never satisfied, okay? They see someone like yourself becoming more and more content, more and more at peace, more happy some days, or more grateful, things that you experience as you draw closer to Christ, right? The fruits of the Spirit. It will anger people who are not doing the daily work. You will naturally become a mirror to people, okay? There is a difference between somebody struggling with temptations and the flesh, which we all do. Everyone on this earth is not perfect, compared to somebody who is intentionally evil. Just because you have purpose put on you now, you are experiencing God's love, you stop caring about things of this world, you're becoming set apart. It does not mean you are perfect. It does not mean you are better than anyone else, right? You're still going to experience the temptations of this world. You're still going to make mistakes. You're still going to fall to your flesh some days. But you are not somebody who is going to intentionally move with evil intent in your heart. God does not like intentional evil, especially towards you and anyone who is after God's heart, okay? Anyone that is trying to please God and fulfill God's purpose on their life. God is not fond of people who are intentionally evil. Unfortunately, as time goes on, we are seeing more and more people become intentionally evil towards others. You were never called to perfection. You were always called to strive for it while accepting the perfect one, which is Christ. Okay, the perfection that was already completed on that cross. So people will notice that you're changing, right? The more that you begin to understand certain things about God, your walk with Christ, people are going to take notice that you're growing, you're changing, you're healing, and you're acting different now. You start to become more and more happy at times. You're going to start becoming more content. You're going to be more at peace, and it's going to infuriate people around you who are not doing the daily work, who are not reading, who are not praying, who are not fasting, who are not keeping God at the forefront of their mind. A lot of people around you in this world are fake happy, okay? They are fake at peace and they are fake fulfilled. And they have been told and groomed to wear a mask to please this world and to please society. Everybody gets groomed as a child to become a mask wearer, a people pleaser. So when you unmask and you start to live to please Christ and not this world, the people in the world are going to take notice, and usually the emotion they feel or experience is anger, okay? You don't understand what some of these people in this world have to do in order to experience the feeling of happiness that you get to experience through Christ every day. You don't understand what people have to do just to feel validated in this world at times. It's sad, but unfortunately, what is being done is usually people have to destroy others, put other people down, bully other people, just to feel the emotion of happiness in this world. And it's still a fake happiness. It's a fleeting happiness, right? You got to really think about that. They only feel the emotions that you experience every day in Christ by being intentionally evil. These people that I'm speaking on, that you may be experiencing in your life, are intentionally evil. They plot, plan, and scheme with evil intention in their heart. The reason that they can only feel these emotions when they're hurting others is because the Bible literally says the wicked do not get to rest until they cause a righteous person to fall. They literally become what is known as a stumbling block in your life. And that is the only time that they get to experience joy, peace, or anything like that. And it's fleeting still. They have to constantly cause destruction and chaos and inflict pain onto others in order to feel the emotions that you naturally get to experience as you draw closer to Christ. God has turned these people over to a reprobated mind. He turns people over to the things that they have chose to serve. This is in the Bible. Whether that be people, okay? He'll turn them over to people. He'll turn people over to the social hierarchies that they're trying to please or impress. He will turn people over to the flesh, which is death. He will turn people over to false identities and false gods. This is why people start to gossip around you and hate you and intentionally try to make your life harder, okay? This is what causes people to get into what's known as the strong delusion as well. The Bible speaks about the strong delusion. This is why the world is literally going crazy every day around you. This is why people are noticing that more and more people are acting weird. They're acting very, very delusional, okay? Intentionally evil people that are stuck in strong delusions, people that have been turned over to a reprobated mind, are the first people you need to be able to identify, and you want to absolutely avoid at all cost, okay? These people become literal demons in the flesh. They lose their humanity, yo. People are losing their humanity, literally. They don't have a moral compass anymore, okay? They don't have any kind of compassion. They don't have any kind of empathy. And the devil and the cultures of this world will make it even worse because they applaud people or reward people for being delusional, for being evil, for being perverted, for being certain things. This is why they don't like someone who is introverted like yourself. They don't like somebody who minds their business and doesn't have to do even a sliver of what they have to do to feel joy, to feel peace, to feel content, to feel gratitude, to feel fulfilled, to feel heard, to feel seen, or to feel validated. Why? Because you have Christ. Christ has opened your eyes. He has opened your ears. You are not perfect, but you will begin to experience the things that this world is not experiencing unless they are doing evil. You have purpose and you are blessed when you walk with God. They hate anyone who is genuinely and authentically happy, childlike, okay? Anyone that is at peace or content because of Christ, not fake happy, not fake at peace, okay? Not fake content like this world is participating and pushing onto others, right? No more people pleasing to climb social ranks, no more having to wear a mask. They don't like when you step out of that because they are engulfed in it. They are consumed by it. Another thing I want to get into is this world genuinely hates innocence and purity more than people understand. As time goes on, more and more people are becoming literally demonically possessed. Literally, a demon in the flesh, right? They are being taken over by many different things, spirits, technology, and all of the stuff we've discussed so far. And they cannot stand anyone who has a purity about them. If you're someone who feels uncomfortable or out of place in this world when you try to participate in even half of the things that this world calls normal, people will notice that you're uncomfortable. They will notice that light. You are going to feel uncomfortable trying to do the things that this world is doing, and the people in this world, the demons that live within people, are going to take notice of it. This is what people know as demons noticing your light, people hating your light. You will feel conviction. That's that uncomfortable feeling I'm speaking about. It's conviction when you know that this isn't something you're supposed to be doing. People see that as weakness. It is a direct attack on God and Christ, because the only reason you feel conviction, the only reason you feel uncomfortable doing things that this world is participating in, is because of his spirit that's living within you, that's operating all around you, that is convicting you. They literally call people crazy, weird, or the devil when they can't understand or relate to you anymore. They will attack people that they fear and mask it with many different things. This is why we're seeing an increase in crime and horrendous things happening against humanity. In specific, okay, I wanted to touch on this in this video. We are witnessing women killing their own children and it being applauded or rewarded. Okay, we cannot have sympathy for certain levels of evil that's going on in this world. We need to educate, we need to enlighten, and we need people to obviously get into covenant for Christ themselves. You can't live other people's life for them. You can't make the choices every day for others, but we can bring knowledge to the forefront, and that's what I do on this side. You have to understand, when we're witnessing things like this, the supernatural world is literally manifesting faster than ever before right now into this physical realm. There are people who have been equipped, like you and myself, who are being taught and led by God to help other people. And then there are others that are in this world that have no clue what's to come and what's already happening and how deep it is. Yes, this is spiritual when we're witnessing mothers kill their children. It is very demonic, right? And as time goes on and as Christ's return becomes closer, we're going to see more and more supernatural things manifest in the physical. Unfortunately, it's going to be very, very dark, right? And we have to be educated. We cannot perish for a lack of knowledge. A lot of things are happening, such as war with frequency as well, to make it 10 times worse. It's known as MK Ultra. There's all kinds of stuff happening in this country and around the world, and they are pushing the beast agenda, right? You have to understand, people are literally being taken over by these frequencies, by these demonic spirits, and by many different things, because they're trying to fulfill an agenda in this world. They're trying to literally fill an unfillable void they have with temporary evil things, right? They want to literally go against God on a soul level, okay? On a creation level. These people that are participating in developing this stuff are so empty inside, and they are looking to fill that emptiness with everything besides the one true living God, right? So when they see that you are experiencing the things that they may be longing for, they begin to obsess over you. They want to stop you. They want to try to distract you from your purpose and your mission. These people are being groomed to focus on others who aren't focused on anything else besides Christ, me and you, right? We are not perfect. We have our own struggles, but people will begin to obsess over you at the mere fact that you are only focused and worried about God and his purpose on you. But see, God allows this to happen because he's trying to get these people to realize something, but most people miss it, right? He will let the people obsess over you. He'll let your family talk bad and gossip about you. He'll let your coworkers come up against you and start certain drama, whatever it may be, because he's trying to show people through you. You are that example, but most people miss the lesson. They should be learning from people like you. They should be inspired by people like you. They should see how God is blessing you with everything you've been through and everything you've experienced, and they should be inspired to get closer to Christ for themselves. But most people really genuinely, authentically hate God in this world. God will allow this to happen though, because he's trying to save everyone's soul. He loves everybody. He wants everyone to get into purpose and covenant with him. He is the creator of all that is both dark and light. So this is why you may be experiencing a lot of envy and jealousy right now. These people are not doing what the Bible says to do when you feel these emotions. That's why people are becoming so irate at times and so delusional and so left field in your life, right? Because we all feel negative emotions. We all have negative thoughts. It doesn't matter who you are. You are going to experience negative things in this world, within you and around you. The one difference is this. It's a very subtle difference. It seems cliche, but it matters more than people understand. What are you doing when you experience these emotions? What are you doing when you have these negative thoughts? Most people in this world are letting these things overpower them and overtake them. It becomes the driver in the seat of their life, instead of learning and leaning on God and working at getting better. Okay? It's spiritual and it's satanic, and it plays on all flesh and emotions. You have to understand the devil loves to use negative thoughts and negative emotions to take over somebody's life. This is why certain things are being developed here, such as technology to attack our minds, right? Frequency to literally attack our nervous system, our hearts, certain things that are going on that people don't even realize is happening. These people are perishing for a lack of knowledge in a very crucial time right now. A lot of people are going to be coerced or, manipulated or influenced to begin to gossip instead of doing the proper things when they feel these emotions, right? Because they're going to be accepted by the world when you start to gossip, when you start to lie and hate on someone else, when you start coming up with smear campaigns and thinking everything is funny, becoming obsessed with stopping you, right? They're going to be rewarded by this world for doing that. You have to understand, being intentionally evil right now is praised. It is sad, but it is the truth. They're looking for stuff within others right now that can only be found through Christ. They're looking to be fulfilled by being evil instead of looking to be fulfilled by having Christ at the forefront of their life. God showed me why this happens in specific, okay? And this is the last part of this video. A lot of people have a horrendous ego, okay? A huge, huge ego right now in this world due to them being consumed by the flesh. We all have an ego. We all chip away at our egos every day by being human beings. But some people in this world and in this society that you may be experiencing yourself, due to them being consumed by their flesh, they think that they have the final say so in all people's life, including your own. Okay? So when an ego gets crushed by God, the first emotion people usually feel or experience is anger or jealousy. And those two feelings have caused the most horrendous crimes to happen in this world. Those two emotions and feelings have caused the worst things to happen throughout history. So when they realize that they don't have the final say so in your life, right? God is notorious for humbling the flesh and the world and the people around you that are trying to be God in your life at times. These are known as narcissists. This is why they feel infuriated by you when you just exist at times, or you are just in your own little world minding your business. They have a power, you know, problem. They want control. They want power. God is notorious for humbling the flesh. He's also notorious for humbling Satan himself. Why do you think Satan rebelled in the heavens? Because God was more powerful and Satan couldn't accept the fact that that was the truth. So he humbled him, and this is why Satan rebelled. They hate feeling humbled by God's presence in your life. They hate feeling humbled by witnessing God's love, his grace, and his mercy on your life. These people around you want control. They want the position of God in your life. They crave the power. They want the final say so based on what they are perceiving this world to be, what they have been taught in the way that they live their life, which is usually the flesh, right? The world's standards, religious outlooks, rules, hierarchies. They don't get to have the final say so in your life when you're truly walking with God. This makes people more angry than anything else. And this is what he broke down to me. And it makes a lot of sense. And hopefully it can help you. When he shows people through you that they don't have the final say so, they don't get to determine and dictate what God is or isn't going to do in your life. These people will begin to start acting in all sorts of ways, participating in all sorts of evil, right? They don't like to feel humbled. Humility is mandatory, though, for all who walk after God. It's one of the main things that you must become and start to strive towards is humility. This is why he allows it to happen to you, right? Because it's not only going to help humble you, it's going to hopefully help humble these people when you realize God has the final say so, not people. Okay, he wants to get to all, like I said, including your enemies. Yes, including narcissists. And it's something that's very hard for us to understand and accept at times. God has unconditional love, right? This is why he calls us to pray for people that are trying to despitefully use us and abuse us and hurt us. So he will use people around you and use you to show the people around you that he is beyond everything. He's beyond the emotions. He's beyond their judgments. He's beyond their social hierarchies. He's beyond the religious rules. And a lot of people don't know what to do with that feeling. They don't know how to alchemize that feeling and turn it into something positive. They don't do the daily work. They get consumed by the negativity, right? They allow anger and envy and jealousy and hatred to become the driver in the seat of life instead of Christ, right? Unconditional love is a real thing that most human beings just simply can't comprehend. Even you being in your faith and walking after Christ right now, his love is beyond our comprehension because this world has taught us transactional love. All people know in this world is I have to do things in order to get this or that, including love, right? So his grace and love and mercy for you literally is going to upset all flesh around you, right? It's his purpose on your life that literally causes these people to get into all kinds of head spaces, which ultimately leads to demonic possession at times. It causes people to do the most outlandish things and say and act the worst ways. And we have to understand one thing, and I'm going to end the video by saying this. They hated him first. So they're going to hate you when they see him through you and in you and around you and operating through your life. These demons know his spirit. And if you are following Christ to the best of your ability every day, they're going to recognize his spirit in your life. And they're going to use these empty vessels. They're going to use the people of this world. They're going to use the family member that's not praying the way you're praying, that's reading the way you're reading, that's going after God the way you're going after God. He's going to use that friend that you have grew up with your whole life. And you guys are now being separated because you're deciding to do this and they're deciding to do that. He's going to use anything and everything and everyone around you to try to stop you And yes, at times they come up with lies, smear campaigns, like I said, all of the stuff we touched on in order to simply stop you. The message in this one is always the same. Continue to remain close to Christ. Please smash the like button if you made it to the end of this video. I hope it's helped you in some kind of way. This is very deep, okay? The things that are going on are not just surface level things. This is very deep and it's very complex, but I do my best to try to educate, to try to break this stuff down. And if it's helped you in any kind of way, please leave a comment below. I appreciate every single one of y'all. For the new people who haven't subscribed, I pray you do subscribe. For the returning subs, I love y'all again. Say a prayer for your brothers, your sisters, and yourself. Plead the blood of Jesus Christ over your mind, body, and your soul. Continue to remain locked in on what God has called you to do, and understand when you are in your calling and in your purpose and you are being set apart by God, this world is going to manifest all around you, man. It comes with it, you know, and we have to do our best to endure. I love y'all. Until next time, you already know what it is. I'm out.